somebody who could come in and
We know how to clean up the streets. I mean, Gavin Newsom cleaned up the streets of San Francisco when Xi Jinping showed up. I mean, it's just an act of the will. They don't want to do it.
Right, like when they get the hose off the street, when the mayor is like doing one of those cleanup.
Or like when the MLB All-Star game goes to Seattle, all of a sudden it's America's cleanest city.
Right. So you're saying if we can do it that one day.
Well, I'm saying it's an act of the will. It's all that it is. And look, woke, I won't even say left, woke philosophy is they don't really believe in private property. And at its core, why shouldn't someone be able to defecate on the side of the street? Who are you to judge?
Well, that's not woke, yes, maybe.
I'm saying woke, not even liberal.
Right.
I'm making that distinction,
right,
which I think is a fair distinction.
That's another reason. Another one we can add to the list of woke is not liberal.
I think left versus liberal or woke versus liberal is an important distinction.
Right.
I will say what makes you different is few liberals stand up to the woke. And few liberals are willing to stand up to woke.
Absolutely. And few conservatives stand up to Trump.
Fair enough. I mean, you can stand up or disagree, but I guess you could say the question, is Trump, woke is an ideology. Is Trump an ideology? I mean, he's a person. MAGA is an ideology.
Imagine this: San Francisco is a complete mess. Homeless tents everywhere, open-air drug markets, trash piling up, the kind of scene you can't ignore no matter how hard you try. And then, like magic, it's spotless. Streets clean, sidewalks cleared, tents gone, addicts vanished, all because a certain world leader, yes, Xi Jinping, was coming to town. Overnight, the city transformed from an open-air disaster zone into something that actually looked civilized. And that right there tells you everything you need to know. The problem isn't that we can't fix the streets, it's that the people in power don't want to. At least not for you. For the average taxpayer, the working-class person just trying to live their life, there's no urgency. But when the VIPs show up, suddenly it's all hands on deck. Suddenly, government finds the will to act. So the real question is, why do our leaders only step up when it makes them look good? That's the truth. It's not about a lack of resources or solutions. It's about a lack of will. If we can clean up entire cities in 24 hours for a photo op, why can't we do it for the people who live there every single day?
Know how to clean up the streets. I mean, Gavin Newsom cleaned up the streets of San Francisco when Xi Jinping showed up. I mean, it's just an act of the will. They don't want to do it.
And this ties directly into what Bill Maher's been saying. Love him or hate him. The guy has been relentless in calling out the absurdities of what we now call woke culture. He draws a clear line between being a liberal, which he still proudly is, and being woke, which he completely refuses to be. And that distinction actually matters, because too often people lump the two together. But Maher isn't afraid to spell it out. Liberalism is about tolerance, open debate, and a live and let live attitude. Woke culture, on the other hand, is about obsession, conformity, and shutting people down if they don't agree. And if you've been paying attention, you know he's absolutely right.
You've been very outspoken on the woke stuff. Big time.
Oh, yes. I mean, and they, just the way within a religion, they hate their own apostates more. I would say they hate me more because I'm supposed to get on the short bus to Crazy Town with them, and I won't. And yet I'm still a liberal and still I mean, we probably could argue all day about Donald Trump and what he's doing, which I'm not down with. But, it's always the people who are closest who think, oh gosh, you shouldn't have, you're a traitor somehow.
Think about homelessness, for example. For decades, the liberal position was genuinely compassionate. Get people off the streets, give them shelter, help them rebuild their lives. But the woke position? No, no, no. You can't move them. That's their natural habitat. As if living under a bridge surrounded by needles and human waste is some kind of dignified existence. Woke activists treat it like an endangered species project, where the sidewalk is the rainforest and the rest of us are supposed to just adapt. Come on, that's not compassion, that's cruelty disguised as tolerance.
I mean, again, I'm for picking that fruit too. It's silly to help drug addicts be drug addicts and keep them on the street. It's stupid to keep homeless on the street.
Oh, I totally agree.
There's another way liberals are different than the woke. The liberal thing forever was, for compassion's sake, get them off the street. That's not the woke version. Their version is, they're an endangered species, don't touch them in their natural habitat living under a bridge.
Let them defecate, let them do whatever they want.
It's their thing. And, you know, I mean, there should be nothing more basic than a government claiming the streets. The streets are...
And Maher, to his credit, calls it exactly what it is, crazy town. He's blunt, he doesn't sugarcoat it, and he's perfectly willing to be hated for saying what he thinks. Because let's be honest, the woke mob hates him more than almost anyone else. Why? Because he was supposed to be one of them, a lifelong liberal, a Hollywood insider, someone they expected to march in lockstep. But he refused. He didn't hop on what he calls the short bus to Crazy Town, and for that, they treat him like a traitor. But here's the truth. He didn't betray them. They betrayed him. They walked away from reason, and he simply refused to follow. And that brings us to something much deeper. Ideology.
Is it because they thought you were one of them and that...
I am one of them. They're not one of me. I'm
Okay.
It's the liberals who have...
So they've left you, not you left.
Yeah, well, I
think
feel
that's fair.
like there's... Liberal and woke are two completely different things. It was a theme of my last stand-up special that I just did a few months ago. And it's basically... I mean, it wasn't the whole special, of course, but it was a large part of it devoted to that, to proving that case that, you know, what liberals believe, woke is something completely different. It's very often the opposite.
Charlie Kirk, who was in this discussion with Maher, made a solid point. He said Trump is a person, and while MAGA might be an ideology, Trump himself isn't an idea. Woke, on the other hand, is an ideology, and that makes it far more dangerous. Why? Because you can fight a person. You can vote them out, disagree with them, call them out, and move on. But an ideology spreads like a virus. It infects schools, entertainment, media, and government. It lingers. It mutates. And once it's embedded, good luck pulling it out by the roots. That's why this matters so much. Woke isn't just about being kind or accepting people, it's about re-engineering the entire culture to fit one worldview. And if you dare question it, you're done. Canceled. Pack your bags, you're out of the club.
Yes, maybe.
I'm saying woke, not even liberal.
Right.
I'm making that distinction,
Right,
which I think is
good.
a fair distinction.
That's another reason. Another one we can add to the list of woke is not liberal.
No, I think left versus liberal or woke versus liberal is an important distinction.
Right.
I will say what makes you different is few liberals stand up to the woke.
And
Few liberals are willing to stand up to woke.
Absolutely. And few conservatives stand up to Trump.
Fair enough. I mean, you can stand up or disagree, but I guess you could say the question,
Well-
is Trump, woke is an ideology. Is Trump an ideology? I mean, he's a person. MAGA is an ideology. But I mean, I disagree with Trump on a...
But here's where it gets even crazier. The loudest voices pushing this stuff are often the people least affected by it. Hollywood's so-called Nepo babies, kids who grew up in mansions, never worried about rent, and never lived paycheck to paycheck, are the ones lecturing everyone else about compassion and justice. As if they have any idea what everyday Americans are actually going through. Sorry, but if you've never stepped into a grocery store without a personal assistant, maybe you're not the best spokesperson for the struggles of working class life.
I've been to sometimes parties like the Hollywood parties, and this is probably not most of America exactly this way, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's that different. And first of all, in this town, it's all run by like the Nepo babies. The Nepo babies, the trust fund kids, is all these little 22-year-old
The J.B. Pritzker types.
Well,
I'm kidding.
no, I'm sure, I know who you mean, the governor of Illinois.
He inherited the Hyatt.
Oh,
fortune,
sure.
You know,
Well,
the Nepo baby. I mean, come on.
we invented Nepo baby out here, okay?
come on.
But yes, it's everywhere.
And honestly, that's why these woke policies feel so disconnected. They're designed by elites who never face the consequences. They live in gated communities while pushing policies that make your streets unsafe. They can afford private rehab for addiction while handing out free needles to the homeless outside your kid's school. Does that sound like progress, or does it sound like privilege pretending to be morality? And this is exactly where Bill Maher stands out. Unlike so many on the left, he's willing to challenge his own side. He's not afraid to say, this is stupid, this is cruel, this is insane. He's not blindly obedient, not scared of the mob, and not afraid to be labeled the bad guy. And honestly, that's exactly what we need more of.
Drink?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
You don't drink?
No.
Or smoke pot?
No.
And you're married and super Christian. We're gonna get along great.
You know, this is going to just be perfect.
But can I just ask you, because I want to find out a lot about you, because you're obviously a super bright guy, but you do think that I have the right to live completely opposite than you do.
I think you can get as drunk as you'd like.
And you're that kind of an American, right?
Yes,
You're not forcing your opinions as.
I'm not here to say you can't. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Think about it. How many politicians, celebrities, or commentators do you know who are actually willing to call out their own side when they cross the line? Not many. Most just toe the party line no matter what, even if it means abandoning common sense. But Maher, he'll blast Trump when he thinks Trump's wrong, and he'll roast woke culture when it's destroying sanity. That's what honesty looks like. That's what independence looks like. And frankly, that's what America needs right now. Not more echo chambers, not more tribalism, but real, uncomfortable, honest conversations. Because let's be real, when you can clean up an entire city overnight for Xi Jinping, but won't do it for your own citizens, something is broken. When you think letting addicts shoot up in the street is compassion, something is broken. And when you're more afraid of offending the mob than watching your community fall apart, something is deeply broken. And the worst part is, deep down, we all know it.
Why are these things, maybe you can answer that. Why are these kind of things so difficult? You think, such common sense. Build a barracks. I know homeless people say they don't want to live there. You don't have a choice. Oh, we'll get robbed there. Hire security. It's pennies on the dollar. Why is it so difficult? I feel like I, with no real knowledge of this field, could do it. Could just, if I had people who would carry out I would say, okay, get me specs. I want to see where a place we could build it. I want to see what the barracks looks like. I want to see who works there. Is it really in the toilet?
Now here's where I want to throw it to you guys. Do you think Bill Maher is right about the difference between liberals and the woke? Do you think woke culture is actually an ideology? And if it is it more dangerous than just one political figure like Trump? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm genuinely curious where you stand. And hey, if you're tired of watching America's cities fall apart while politicians pretend to care, hit that like button so we can get this video out to more people. Seriously, it helps a lot. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about politics. It's about whether we're willing to live in reality or in delusion. Reality says the streets aren't homes. Reality says you can't let chaos reign and expect order to magically appear. Reality says compassion without limits isn't compassion at all, it's neglect. And that's why voices like Bill Maher and even Charlie matter. They're willing to stand up and say, no, enough. We're not going along with this insanity. And the more people brave enough to do the same, the harder it becomes for woke ideology to spread unchecked. Because here's the truth, an ideology only wins if everyone's too afraid to question it. So the real question is, are you afraid to question it?